So what we're going to do today is we're going to use some washable markers and we're going to draw a little bit, and then we're going to add some water, and they're going to kind of do this wonderful painting looking thing. You can see some examples up behind me. All right, so what we need is, the first thing I'd like is a piece of paper, just regular paper. Have that on the table because we will be using water in a little bit. And then a paper towel. I just have halves. You can use a whole sheet. I'm just going to do a half. All right, and I'm going to put that paper towel on top of the other paper. All right, then I have, remember, some washable markers. If you have the thicker kind, it helps because you can just color in a little bit faster, but no big deal. We want some real solid color. So we're going to do like big, bold colors, all right? And the way we get that is that we draw short, little strokes side by side, right? So today we're not doing big, crazy lines, okay? We're not doing lines as much as we're doing big, bold shapes. And you can decide, do you want it to be some shapes, or do you just want to kind of fill in color? Either way, all right? You could do, so shapes, I'm talking circles, squares, rectangles, triangles. Those are geometrics. You could do all kinds of shapes, or just big blocks of color is great. All right, that pen wasn't working very well, so I'm switching. Now, we do want our colors to touch, okay? We do want them side by side. So you know how sometimes I've given you the challenge of getting rid of the white, right? That's what we're kind of trying to do today. All right, so we want our colors touching, not necessarily overlapping, but touching side by side. All right, so I'm just going to fill this in. Try using the side of your pen if you have a thicker marker, and you can fill in a little bit faster. Holding the paper towel and with one hand. And remember that it's side by side, right? Kind of do some different stuff. Maybe make a triangle over here. I'm going to add some yellow. So I'm just going to do a little section, you guys. So this drawing takes a little bit of time, but I would encourage you to fill in your whole paper towel if you'd like, because then you'll get a full sheet of color. I'm going to add one more color, and then I'll show you the next step. All right? So, again, just making sure my colors touch. I'm taking my time with the short little strokes, holding on with one hand. All right, and then I think I'll add a little bit of green over here. Triangle shape here, fill that in with some blue maybe. All right, so again, you can take your time and fill in your whole sheet, but you don't have to. So I just want to show you, I've got most of my sheet covered, but again, mine's half a sheet. So just some big blocks of color. Remember, we're trying to get out that white because we want our colors to touch and then blend. All right, so then our next step is I have some water, just plain old water, and then a paintbrush. Now this is pretty cool, you guys. You can see that the color is going to start to blend. If you can't see it, I will hold it up in a minute, okay? But basically, just put your brush right in the water there, And then you're gonna just add that onto your paper towel, okay? So there's kind of two fun ways to do it. One is that, like, just kind of set your paper towel down on the, set your paintbrush down on the paper towel and see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hold it, is that the water kind of creates a circle around, around your paintbrush, and it kind of pulls that color away, all right? So it kind of looks like, I don't know, a small firecracker or a little geode. It's pretty cool. So it's really fun to see what happens if you just hold your paintbrush there and the water does all the work. And that's a fun way to make kind of some circles in our print. The other thing is that you can really just kind of paint along. And remember, we've talked about painting. You just kind of want to pull your brush towards you. Pull the water towards you. Not too much back and forth, because we don't want to rip our paper towel. If your paper towel rips, no big deal, but we're just trying not to rip it because we're going to use it later. All right, so have fun with different ways, okay? So setting your paintbrush down there and watching how the water goes like that, all right? That's really fun. Watching how your colors might blend, or we also call it bleeding. The cool thing, you guys, I want to show you is that, I'll pick both up. So what I'm talking about right here is I put my brush right here, and so it took all the color away. It made a white in the middle, and then it made a really strong line on the outside. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. And all markers are different. You can see the purple really did that, and the green, not as much the blue. Let me see. Yeah, the blue can do it too. So if you leave your paintbrush down, what's cool is that the color will go away from it and create these fun circles. All right, and let me see what happens with my triangle here. So I was also saying it's really fun to see if the colors mix a little bit. Sometimes, like if I have blue and yellow next to each other, they'll kind of blend together and make a little bit of a green, right? So see what happens if your colors mix or not, and what colors you get, okay? So here we go along, we kind of get this all nice and wet. So we have this nice painting here, and I'll have a follow-up video of what you can do with your dried paper towel. But I want to show you one other thing that's pretty cool. You can kind of peek down here below and look how some of the color is now on your paper. So it's almost like we're making a print. So we are going to do that, guys. So your paper towel is now going to become kind of like a stamp full of ink. And now we get to make a print of some sort. So here's my other piece of paper. I'm going to put it right on top of my paper towel. Now there's some different things you can do. You can kind of rub a little bit to get a nice light color. Let's see if that worked. A little bit. That can get you like a nice light color with some texture of the paper towel. See that? And actually you can see my paper towel has diamonds in it that showed up on there. So that can be really fun to get a nice light coating. You can also do that with a rolling pin or something. You can also try stamping different things. Sometimes this works to take like the top of your marker. You got to push pretty hard. I'm kind of pushing down and twisting. Let's see. Let's get a darker color so you guys can see it. I'm going to try it with the blue here. So sometimes the circles work a little bit. They're actually working better on the underneath print. All right. So try that, maybe stamping with these, see if it works. All right. Might depend on how much water you have. You might want to add water or wait for it to dry a little bit. The other thing you could do is try with Legos. See what happens maybe if I move those about. Getting some good stuff there. I'll show you guys afterwards. Also, check it out. You can, and I know you can't see this very well yet, don't worry. You could also use some sort of a truck. So think about how you might want the lines to go. So I'm going to have my truck go up the mountain and then maybe come back down. So I've made like a little bit of a mountain. And then maybe if I can turn him a little, I'm going to try to do, I'm going from side to side here. All right, so you can see how that's working on my paper, making these nice great lines. All right, so have some fun just picking this up and seeing what you might be able to print with it. If you go too hard and crazy, you could rip your paper, then you just can get another piece of paper. The paper towel should work for a couple of different prints, okay? So what else could you use? The good things are rollers. Try stamping with markers. The trucks and wheels work really well because you're pushing down pretty hard. All right, so, but there's other things like maybe blocks you could use, or check out some toys and see what might work. So you can see that we have this cool print, right, on both sides. All right, and then let's check out the print underneath. The print underneath has a little bit more texture from the paper towel. All right, so you end up with at least 2 prints and your paper towel painting. All right, and I'll have a follow-up of some fun things you could follow up that you could do with the print and the paper towel. All right, enjoy, have fun. Bye.